Welcome to Mac Podcast. We also do reactions here. So what we're going to do for the first video is react to this JustPearlyThings. I've only seen one of her videos and it was interesting. So, we got to get into this. And this video is going to be, should men have a say on abortion? Somebody got triggered, so we got to watch that. Always get to watch a good triggering. Hopefully not a Karen completely or something like that. So let's get in it.
Do you think then that a man should have a say if a woman has an abortion or not?
No, I think once it's got to that stage and you've had unprotected sex with the person, I think that act and it turns into an embryo, you're beholden.
Yo, my man's not having it right here. He's like already done with her. He's like, bro, I don't even want to look at you. He's rolling his eyes. Even she's looking up like, he's over here pondering what she's saying. The whole cast right now is already trying to figure out what the dealio is. So let's get back into it.
Happening. If she says it's happening, it's happening.
The thing is, I'm not someone who's necessarily for abortion, but the point is, you decided to have sex with a man who didn't want to have children. And so now that you're forcing him to have children, you can't then complain if he doesn't want to pay for it, is the point.
She those are two different things to me.
But the thing is, the law enforces
her not
him.
wanting it to happen. I think it should be law that he does pay.
Oh, God, no.
What? I don't think it should be law.
Do you not think that's a little bit of a double standard?
That is madness.
The child is here.
No, right. But it wasn't, though.
But not if she got an abortion.
No, but so I'm not really like pro-life in that way. I think you have your choices. But if she has decided I'm not going to have an abortion and the child comes about, I think two parents are then responsible for raising the child and being financially.
Right.
Okay, that's crazy. Okay, what she's saying is, and a lot of women think like this, for real. A lot of women I hear all the time think like this. They should have the right to get an abortion, their body, their choice. But if they choose not to get the abortion, then they should also make the man on the hook, like it's his fault because they had. And now, let me tell you, I completely 100% agree. If you have sex and you have a kid, you should take care of your kid, 100%. But it's crazy. It's clown world where you think that if you get to choose life or death and then we don't get a choice to have any say whether or not we have to pay for it or whatever the case might be. That's crazy. But let's get back into it.
It's your body, your choice, yeah. But if I don't have a choice in that matter, like I'm like literally.
Well, your choice was.
No. I don't have a choice. Let's stop playing this game. Let's stop playing this game. I don't have a choice.
Homeboy not playing it. He said, let's not play this game. Look, you misunderstand. We don't got a choice, and you know we didn't got a choice.
I do not want that kid. I chose to have sex with you. I didn't choose to have an offspring.
And this is what happened.
You chose to have an offspring.
Yeah.
Why are you forcing me to have to pay for a kid I do not want? It's not right. The same way I'm not going to tell you, get rid of that baby and get out your body, or I can't force you to get rid of that baby. Yeah. You shouldn't be able to force me to have to pay for a child that I do not want. Yeah. It's not right. Plain and simple.
Disingenuous. It's very disingenuous to say that because you know they don't. You know they don't, because women can have sex without having children, and that we see that's happening rampantly. But yet men don't apparently have that same right.
But it's happened, so you had sex.
But that's the point. It's happened.
You paid Russian roulette with it.
So I shouldn't necessarily be forced to pay for it.
I think once the child comes about, you have to pay.
But I think that would make sense if you made it equal. So if a woman gets to opt, like she was saying, like if a woman gets the option to opt out of motherhood, shouldn't a man have the option to opt out of fatherhood? Why does only a woman get that say?
Because the child is here now. So.
Yo, she's speaking facts, okay? What she's saying is that if you get an option for everything under the sun, but a man doesn't even get one option to choose. And now, again, I am not for, I got kids of my own, I am not for not taking care of your kids. I'm not for that. But at the end of the day, I think it takes two to tango, and I don't think that if at the same time, if women get all the choices under the sun, but a man can't even choose to not pay for a kid, when she got to choose to whether that kid lived or died and all this other, she could even give up for adoption. She could even all these different things. So I mean, it's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying?
So
because of the woman's choice.
Okay, so the woman has the choice.
Yes.
And she's gone through with it, and the child is like
6 choices. I forgot about adoption.
Yeah, there's that too. Okay, so the child is now here.
Yeah.
And the man has decided, I don't want to be a parent because I did. So then should the state pay for that child to the woman?
No, the woman should. Because she made the choice to have it when she could have had an abortion.
But then earlier on, you guys went through all of the stats of the single parent households and how that actually leads to the detriment of the child.
Yeah, so make fair choices.
If it was,
the child should be punished for the woman and the man's choices.
She'd still be in a single parent household.
If it was up to me, it would be equal. Abortion wouldn't be legal, and the man... Well, child support wouldn't be a thing, but I think it should be equal.
So a man can say to a woman, "You should have an abortion," and then it takes place. Is what you're saying?
No, I'm saying I don't believe in abortion. If it was up to me, I wouldn't have it. But since it's legal, I mean, I think and that's not going to change anytime soon. It's already legal. I'm saying it should be equal. Yeah. So a man should be able to financially
Okay, to be fair, in the United States, I don't know about it. I think this is out in UK or something like that, but to be fair, in the United States, I don't know UK laws. Some states have turned over and said no more abortion. I'm not going to get into that on this video, but for now, we're just going to click on here and follow through.
Opt out of a child if a woman can opt out of being a mother.
Okay.
To make it equal.
Okay, so that... And you're saying that solely then, if it's the woman that's saying, I'm going to have the child, all of the financial responsibility should just go on her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And the state shouldn't get involved to help.
Yes, because she had 6 options. Because even if she has the kid, she can still give it up for adoption. I'll give you a story. My mom was 17. She got pregnant by my dad, right? And they didn't have money. They were in college, and they gave that kid up for adoption. And he's like 30. He's married now. He has his whole life ahead of him. Mm-hmm. And so he was raised in a 2-parent household. And so I'm saying, why can't she do that?
Okay, so this is a good example of what she's talking about. She's bringing her own little antidote in there. So, I mean, that could be good and bad. Sometimes when you bring your own life experiences, that can be good for people to relate to, but at the same time, kind of detracts from the statistical point of it. But, I mean, I get what she's saying there, and I agree, and not just because I'm a guy, but if you want to talk about being fair, being equality, and all this other stuff, then make it equal. And unfortunately, right now, and at least in the United States for sure, it's not equal when it comes to parenting kids.
Okay. I fundamentally don't agree with that. I think that when the child is here, that both parents should be
right. So I'm saying she could find a family to do it with 2 parents.
Adoption also isn't. It's like you give these things like there isn't any emotional ramifications for doing that.
It was a really tough decision for my mom.
Yeah,
I'm saying it was really
they don't want to do that.
Right, but I'm saying that's selfish.
But one thing I said,
your dad didn't want you.
You've brought your anecdote into this, but when you look at the care system of how many people in the UK care system go to prison, it is doing red or black. That I don't think adoption is viable.
You don't have to do adoption, but what you can do is pick a better man to make a kid with,
yeah,
or go on birth control. I'm saying there's 6 layers.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm not saying it has to be adoption. I'm saying you had choice, and choice. So why can't a man financially opt out of being?
I'm not gonna lie. Based off this video, like I said, I haven't really seen too much of this Pearl. She's speaking facts though. Good on her. I mean, I don't hear women like that. Really, most women will live in no accountability denial. Not all, but most.
Father.
But because I think all of those choices that the woman can go through are not the same as the financial burden.
No, I hear that.
I think they're very different.
You were talking about the ramifications of, putting a child in adoption, but again, you're not considering the ramifications of growing up knowing your dad didn't want you.
Yeah.
That can destroy your man.
Yeah, that's true.
100%. Because the child's here now, but this is not Amazon Prime, bro. It takes 9.5 months for the youth to come, or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's not like the youth just turns up, the payment comes out, and then... It don't happen like
so
that.
should the man not get his head around that I'm having a child?
No, I'm not getting my head around anything. If I tell you, like, at the time, if we find out that you're pregnant and I say, yo, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm not ready to be a dad, I don't want to be a dad, maybe financially I don't think I can do it, mentally I'm not in the right space, and you tell me, nah, we're having a baby, it's my body, my choice, but then man can say, yo, well, it's my money, my choice.
And no, just that if you have one night stand, you know that guy probably doesn't want to be a dad. You know that straight away. But then are you going to still force him to... You don't even know his situation, whether he's financially stable, whether he's in the right mental state to have a child.
How is that morally right, though?
You're giving me like loads of... And I'm saying... It's blanket. Once the child
but
is
how
here,
is that morally
parents,
right though? Because like
I'm not talking about morals.
No, but
I'm talking about the moral implication would be that your offspring is here.
No, but you said
I don't disagree with you.
You said before that when the man is has to be held accountable for taking part in having sex. Yeah. Morally, he should be there to look after his kid as someone who participated in the
creation of this child. Yeah.
So then, how can you then morally say that? Oh, my morals are correct in saying I'm going to force this man to have to be a father, though he doesn't want to be a father. Like, how is one?
Because the child is going to be here now, and I think as a man, and you have your child.
No, but what about you as a woman?
Well, I would not do that. No, but for other women, if I'm going to advocate for other women in that position, they may have all of their emotional isms as to why they don't want to. It may be a moral issue for them. They're like, I can't have an abortion. This is my child. I have to go through with this. This is where we are. I think as a man, if your offspring is here, you should pay for that child.
I understand what you're saying because I'm not necessarily...
I agree with both parties. Both parents should definitely take a look at the things they need to do before having a kid. And you have all these different things that you could do: condoms, contraceptive, plan Bs. You got all these different avenues before you have a kid. And if you don't exercise those and then you get pregnant, it's kind of crazy to be like, my body, my choice, but then you choose to have the kid. And then you also think that men and the state should forcibly pay for your decision that you enacted in the first place. That's a little crazy to me. It's like no accountability right there, because you choosing life or death. And then when you choose life, you decide, oh, well, everybody else has to pay for this kid, even though I enacted the decision. She's losing me on that end. I get what she's saying as far as like both parents when they decide to have sex and all that stuff. But if that's the case, then you can't also enact the other way around where you also get to decide whether or not that kid lives or dies. So that's crazy to me.
I don't necessarily agree with abortion. I'm just saying to you, the moment you decide to disregard all the 6 different options you have and say you're having this child, I should be able to say, well, that's fine, but I'm not paying.
Men do that all the time. You can.
How so?
I'm talking about from my point of view, legally, you should pay.
But I don't understand. What do you mean men do that all the time?
They don't pay for their kids. It's not like, oh, it's
but the law is still in place to force me to do it.
And I think the law is correct in this instance.
I'm saying there's a difference between more like if my brother got a girl pregnant, I think he should take care of the kid morally. But I think there's a difference between that and putting a gun to a guy's head and saying you must pay for the child.
Well, nobody has a gun to their head.
Well, I mean, sort of legally, you can go to jail for not paying child support.
Even if you actually don't have the money to pay, you can still go to prison.
But not over here, you can't.
Okay, but it's still in the West, in the Western world.
Well, yes, but you only will go to prison if you do have the means and you haven't paid.
No, even if you don't have the means, you will still go to prison.
In America.
Yeah, in America.
So over here, I have numerous friends. They have not received a penny from their baby fathers. They have decided that they're not going to pay. I think that you should pay. Yeah, and you should want to pay as a man.
The whole point is that legally, if women legally have the choice to not be a mother, I think men should legally have the choice not to be a father.
Yeah, I disagree.
I don't really agree with women not being able to have, I don't really agree with women having the choice to not be a mother, but I'm just saying if they're going to do that, it should be equal.
I gotta say, JustPearlyThings, she's speaking fact. She's speaking fact. I can't even be mad at her. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are gonna be mad at me for this. I don't even care. You know what it is, what it is. So hit the like and subscribe button. Not just on me. Check out Just Pearly Thing. You know, it's a hot topic. It is what it is. Some people have their opinion over here. Some people have their opinion over here. But at the end of the day, you gotta check it out. Figure out what your mood is. You know what I mean? Your opinion can change too over time because things can happen to you. End up being in that situation, whatever the case is, and you could be like, "Yo, my opinion changes." But you know, hit that like, subscribe button again. Come on, help a brother out with that. And until next time, Mac Podcast out.